Okay, I just opened the box for my bare root strawberries that I got from Etsy. I will drop the link of the place where I got them. It's called Spirit Farm and it's in Central Virginia. I'm sure there are many places where you can buy bare root strawberries, but that was the one that I chose, and I got something that I got an everbearing strawberry. It's called Eversweet, I think. And I have never planted strawberries before. I've never planted bare root strawberry, any kind of strawberry ever. So this is a first for me. And I got them on Thursday, and I probably should have opened them. So I hope they are not. I hope they're still with us. Anyway, this is the first time I've seen them. Oh, they're still moist. I did put them in the refrigerator, so that probably helped. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Eversweet? I did. Okay. So Eversweet strawberries. Now I looked up a video. It was M.I. Gardner, and he had a very brief, informative, very informative video on how to do this. So I'm going to follow his instructions. I did not write them down, of course. Yeah, these are still, the paper towels are still damp, so that's good. Very good. All right, so this is our first look at, you can see that. Move my, okay, there we go. That's probably better. Okay, first look. Ooh, oh, wow. Cool. That's really cool. They're damp. That's awesome. And sandy. So, on to the next, or actually the first step is to soak them in lukewarm water. Now, the video I watched said about 5 minutes. I've seen a lot of other videos that say up to a half an hour, so I'll just do something in between. All right, so I'm just going to, I am left-handed, so I need to do this the opposite way. Oh, I should have pre-planned this, right? All right. So I think it said to shake off the excess. I don't know that it did. These look pretty clean, actually. So I'm just going to throw these in water. That's what it said to do. I guess I don't need to be gentle with them. I think there was only if there was a lot of excess dirt, but doesn't really seem to be. To help rehydrate them. Now, you're really supposed to, and this is one of the steps, is pick your location. That's really, before you even get your bare root strawberries, you're supposed to pick your location. Did I do that? Well, sort of. I have a canvas boots. I think it's Bootstrap Farmer. It's like a canvas raised garden bed, and it's 100-gallon. I think I bought them in a 3-pack like 4 or 5 years ago, and I used one of them for my okra, and it worked great for that. But of course, I don't know. It's in my greenhouse, like all folded up. I don't even know if it's dilapidated or if I could still use it. But I'm going to use a new one for these. But that's my plan for these. But I do not have it out and have dirt in it yet. So what I'm going to do today is put these in this 20 compartment, or one of these 20 compartment stackable planters that I have. This will not be their forever home. Within the next month, I need to find that raised bed and get it out there and fill it with some dirt. So, one doesn't look all that great, but So there were 20 of them. And that was all of it right there. These are everbearing strawberries. There are June strawberries and everbearing strawberries. I believe is how they classify strawberries. So the June kind of ripen all at once, and then everbearing is exactly what it sounds like. They bear fruit all throughout the year. So the June berries will all come in really quickly at one time, and the everbearing won't produce as many at one time, but will produce for throughout the whole season. We're going to plant some bare root strawberries for the first time. The first time ever that I've planted strawberries. Really don't know what I'm talking about right now. It's a beautiful day here in southeast Alabama. It was in the 60s today. It's supposed to be in around 70 every day for the high for the next 10 days, 70-ish. And I think lows in about around 50. So we kind of went from having snow, like a record breaking, well, I don't know if it's record breaking, but it's like the first snow we've had in 15 years, the first significant snow, to 70-degree weather. Welcome to Lower Alabama. So the first step for the bare root strawberries is to soak them. That's what we're doing now. I had already put dirt in this planter a few days ago, but I've been a little under the weather. So for like 2 weeks, I get something I call the January ick. And it never fails. The last 3 or 4 years, I just get this cold that won't go away. It started with a sore throat, not to talk about being ill, but I am. It started with a sore throat, and then it went from side to side in my sinuses, stopped up here for like a week. And finally, yesterday it let up. So here I am. So I don't sound so nasally. So anyway, all right. Well, these are really long roots. Wow. So as I've already mentioned, temporarily I'm going to put these in here because I need to plant them. The first thing you're supposed to do is prepare your bed. Make sure you know where your strawberries are going and prepare the bed before you order them. And I am not one for being as prepared as I should be sometimes, but I am decent at improvising. We'll see how this turns out. So my plan is to put these in, I think I mentioned it in my earlier when I was soaking them in the water or whatever I was doing. So my plan is to put them in these planters for maybe 30 days at the most and get my bed prepared. And it's I think it's a canvas raised bed from, I think it was Bootstrap Farmer. It's a 100-gallon bed, so it's big. So I'm going to have to get some dirt to fill that up, and I haven't gotten that far yet. So anyway, so you need fairly loose dirt. This is potting soil, not a starter mix. Wow, these are really long roots. All right. I don't really want to do that. Okay. What's important? I was reading, this is the crown. The crown is this part right here where you can feel that where the roots end and the plant begins is called the crown. When you plant these, the crown needs to be exposed, not in the dirt, or the plant will, I think they said it will rot. So that's very important. I'm trying to get this all the way down because those roots were longer than I thought they would be. They don't need to be exposed either. I might have to get some more dirt, but we can do that. I know people grow strawberries in planters, but I don't think this planter is big enough for these to stay in here. All right, so we're just going to do that. And got 20 plants. They were, I don't know how much money, they were only like $1 a plant, I think. I'll have to look. I'll throw it up on the screen. I might have spent $20 or $30. I can't remember with tax. It wasn't that much, just like $1 a piece. They're more than that if you buy them at the store. Of course, they're a little bigger, but still, I figured I would support a local farmer. Well, he's not local, but okay, a small business, I guess you could say. It's a beautiful day out here. I swear I heard a turkey earlier. There's something moving back there. There's always something moving back there. No, I wonder if it was somebody like messing with me. I swear I thought there was a real turkey back there, though. Never know around here. I wish I'd gotten it on recorded it. I would have been like, a turkey? I'm the only turkey around here, I think. I gotta make sure these are out to the edge because these have got a stack on top. Ooh. I don't want to hurt the plants, so yeah. All right. Some of these look a little bit sad, but that's just the way it goes, I guess. Just because they look that way now doesn't mean they won't grow. Might just be a squirrel. I'm just not used to being outside. I guess I'm going to be spending a lot more time out here. Probably doesn't need to be as much dirt in the middle there. Okay. Ooh. We don't want that covered. We need to make sure that crown is not covered. It's kind of hard to know where the crown is. I can feel it, but it's harder to see it. Okay. I hope these things survive. All right, so this dirt is a little bit damp. It needs to be, I think I said that, maybe moist, but not like wringing wet. And it rained pretty hard a couple days ago, so it is kind of, well, might need a little bit of water, but I'll have to stack these once I get all of these planted. I did get a greenhouse yesterday. To my dismay, I ordered it from Amazon. I would like to stop ordering things from there, but really didn't know where else to get it, and I needed it kind of quickly. And it is about 4.5 feet by 4.5 feet, and then it's like 7 feet tall. So I have a smaller greenhouse, but it's way smaller than that. So I think I'm just going to use, plus it's like 4 or 5 years old. It's been sitting out here in the elements all that time. And it's one of those little green plastic greenhouses, which it still looks pretty decent and overall, but I needed a new one anyway. And it's really small. So I'm just going to use that one for just supplies and stuff, like put the wheelbarrow in it and stuff like that. All right, that one's done. Need to put these out closer to the edges. So it'll be interesting to see whether these actually bear fruit this year. There were a few places that I read that they might, um, why am I repeating myself? They might bear fruit. And then others are saying don't expect them to bear fruit the first year. I think it depends on the variety that you buy also. I'm gonna snap that off. I think it's a runner. I don't know what that is. It's kind of in the way. I don't want to pinch something off and kill the plant. It's like this weird stray thing that, okay, now I'll pull the whole thing back up out of the dirt. I was going to use gloves, but I didn't. So back to the whether they bloom or not, or bear fruit or not, we'll see. We will go on this journey together. And there were some places that were, of course, my nose is itching. I'll take that out. I mostly watch YouTube for my information because it is a plethora of information. And of course, I look to make sure because I really don't know what I'm doing. I mean, this is the first time I've done this. I'm following someone else's directions the best that I can, even though I'm putting them in these planners instead of in the place where they're supposed to rest, so to speak. But otherwise, I'm pretty much following the directions. I'm a bit of a rebel. What was I saying? Oh, but it's very possible these may bear fruit. And one of the videos I watched said that keep my crowns up. That's not what it said. Well, it probably did, but see, I need to. It's so hard to see the crowns. Oh my gosh. All right. One of the videos said that when they start blooming to pinch off the first sets of flowers because you want the plant to establish itself for the next year. But I'm probably just going to let them do their thing because I would like to see if I get any fruit this year. I would really love to have some strawberries. That'd be awesome because we buy them frozen right now. My husband eats them in his oatmeal, so it'd be really nice to have fresh strawberries. I would also like to get, this is on a side note, I'd really like to get some blueberries. He uses those in his smoothie. I need to be eating more fruit. I haven't really been eating fruit because I like fresh fruit over frozen. I mean, who doesn't, right? Gosh, these fruits are as deep as this container. So I would like to get some blueberries, really, and some blackberries and raspberries too. But I haven't decided where in my yard I want to plant them. We have 3 really large trees in our yard, and then we have a whole line of trees along the back, which is really nice because it's like a natural fence, and it looks like I'm in the woods when you look at the back of the yard. So it's really cool, but it causes a lot of shade in the afternoon, and the sun comes from the front of the house over kind of, well, the sun's kind of behind me there now, so it kind of comes over that way. So I don't even know how many hours of sunlight we get in this yard. There's only a small patch of yard that gets a decent amount of sunlight, so that's a bit of a challenge, which they would probably do okay anyway, the berries or whatever. Okay, so that's, I guess I'm really slow. Okay, that's 4 more. 4 more, 12 more to go. I mean, yeah, 8 and 12 more to go. Well, that feels a little dry. Just use this water right here. Yeah, it's really quiet out here today, other than the turkey. I swear I heard a turkey. And I'm not packing it really tight, super tightly around there, and I'm trying to make sure the crown is showing or exposed. Like I said, we'll find out how these do very soon, I guess. And the temperatures are that they should start growing pretty quickly, I would think, because temps are pretty mild right now. I want to plant some peas. My beds are really a mess right now, and I need to get them cleaned out. And it's going to be a challenge. Plus, I'm cardio challenged, so it doesn't take me very long to get winded, which I'm hoping to fix this year because I'm going to be in the garden more and moving around more. So I'm hoping that I can get some of this weight off of me and um, get some better cardio. That would be helpful too. We do have a treadmill. Every once in a while, my husband never, he doesn't really bug me about it, but when I say something about I need to lose weight, he's like, well, there's a treadmill downstairs. Yes, honey, there is. Thank you for that. I went to Baker Creek's website. Wasn't going to buy any new seeds, but they have some really good ads on Facebook, which I've been trying to stay off of all social media lately because it's kind of toxic out there. But it's hard to. And they have some really good ads with this really like dude who's very exuberant. So if you have seen him at all, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I was on their website last night and I'm probably going to get some new seeds. I had talked in a previous video about using my 4 to 5-year-old seeds, which I am going to use some. I don't know what the viability is, and I had said in my video that I probably wouldn't do a viability test because, I just don't do that. My viability test will be to plant them, not to put them on a wet paper towel and see if they sprout or to see what percentage sprouts. So I have mostly heirloom stuff. I have a lot of indeterminate tomato seeds. Well, potatoes can be indeterminate, but anyway, I was talking about tomatoes. So crowns above the dirt, crowns above the dirt. I just keep telling myself. Okay. To make up a song about the crowns above the dirt. There we go. All right. Grab this without getting up. All right. Getting closer to the finish line. What else? So I'm getting different types of tomatoes. My tomatoes the last year, 2021, when I had my last garden, I got a decent amount of tomatoes, but some of the yields were disappointing. I have some Paul Robeson tomatoes, which everybody, and they were good, the ones that I got, but I got very few. And it may have been, it gets really hot here in the summer and very humid. So I'm thinking that some of these tomatoes just can't stand this. It's almost subtropical heat. So that may be the reason. All my tomatoes sprouted really well. I started them in starter pots in like February, it's February 1st today. I think I started them in the middle of like right around Valentine's Day or maybe at the end. I can't remember. But and then I planted them out probably maybe in April. I'm not sure. Might have been the middle of April even, which was probably kind of late. We barely have a spring here. I mean, as I said earlier, here it is 60 something degrees. I mean, it's still going to get cool at night. We might still have some cool nights, but maybe a surprise like dip down into the 30s or something in March, right before spring hits, or maybe even later this month. But right now, it feels like for most places it's more like April. So we kind of skip spring around here. I know I'm just rambling, but I'm having a good time actually just sitting. It's very nice and calm out here. And I really like, I don't know, I like getting my hands in the dirt. It's just nice it's very satisfying to grow your own food. And I grew all of my stuff. Well, not all of it. Ooh, that's a poor little, I'll put that one up on the top. I'll put the little tiny ones up on the top and the bigger ones on the bottom, the lower. Let's see. Those there. Here's a big one. Oh my gosh, that's huge. Okay. Getting close to the end here of, let me back up. All right. There's that one. That's a decent one. Probably should have put those little ones together. Here, that one's smaller. Trying to. Okay, yeah, all the ones that are in that one, I'll put that on the top tier since they're the smallest ones. Okay. So anyway, back to the Baker Creek thing. I think I was talking about. I'm unscripted, as you can tell. And I'm sure some of this will get cut out or sped up or something. But I looked for some tomatoes that, now I looked at the reviews. I was on there for like, I don't know how many hours last night because I'm in zone 8B and only really parts of maybe Texas, Arizona, California, Florida are in the 9 and 10 zones. So we're almost 9A. Excuse me. Now my nose is itchy, probably because things are blooming out here. It's going to be allergy as soon as it gets warm. Here comes the pollen. But it's very warm, hot, and humid here. So I looked for tomatoes that people said did well in their zone, in a similar zone to mine. And I also got, for some reason, bell peppers, and maybe because I'm not fertilizing them properly or something. But I get peppers, but I don't get a huge abundance of them, especially bell peppers. Now, I got Corbachi peppers. I used to watch Roots and Refuge a lot. Jess, she has a huge home, like a homestead. I'm sure that anybody who's watching this has probably seen her. But oh wait, do I have an extra one? Oh, I do. I don't know where I'm going to put that. I might have to put, excuse me again with my nose. Okay, let me swap these out. I might have to put two small ones together. Anyway, she recommended some Corbachi peppers. They're a sweet Italian. I think they're Italian. Corbachi sounds Italian, right? So they're sweet Italian peppers, and they're long and thin. I got a ton of those out of my garden. They produce better. Those and the thin cayenne peppers produce better than any any of my other peppers. I had jalapenos and poblano's, and I had some like little mini bells. Those, in my opinion, are just not even worth. They were all seed inside. It was just like hard to even use those things. It was like I would literally pick the mini bells off of. They were like multicolored and they were pretty, but they didn't make it to the house. I would just eat those out in the garden. So so anyway, but the corbachi peppers, they would turn. I think they would turn red eventually. I can't remember now. It's been a while. I don't know if I can put two of these together or not. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I guess I'll have to find a pot to put it in. So, I'm going to plant the corbachi peppers again. And I'm going to plant a jalapeno. And I got a Texas, called a TAM, for Texas A&M, because they developed it back in the 90s, I think. I did a lot of reading on this on Baker Creek last night. And they are known to do well in hot and humid temps. So that's why I'm going to get those, because I don't know what variety jalapeno I planted last time. I got a few peppers, but not many. Same with the poblanos. I got a few, but not as much production as I wanted. My cayenne peppers, I probably could have overwintered those, but I didn't really know what I was doing, so they didn't last. But yeah, I definitely could. I think I could definitely overwinter some peppers, put them in like the greenhouse that I just got. Or if I have to, if it gets really cold, bring them inside or whatever. But yeah, so mostly what I had were corbachi and cayenne. So I'm gonna plant. I got some Thai chilies. They're like little tiny peppers. They might be kind of hot, but what I was thinking that I could do is dehydrate them and make some kind of powder out of them and just sprinkle it, a little bit of it, into like stir fry or vegetables. I like Asian influenced dishes. So I also got some kind of bok choy. I'm gonna have to look and see. I guess when I get the seeds, I'll go through them and show everyone what I got. And even though that's cool weather, and I probably need to have planted those like in the fall. I'm gonna try it anyway, so I need to get that order in so I can get the seeds and actually plant them and see how they do. Because it might take a couple of months for them to make it to maturity, and that would be like April 1st. So if I can get something over the next month or two out of them, then I would be happy with that. I got some other kind of Japanese cabbage or something, and it's almost thin stalks, like it's purple. And I forgot what it's called, or I have it in my cart, let's put it that way. And the stalks are look like celery, kind of. They're like thin, rounded stalks, but they're purple. I've tried to get, I think, all of the tomatoes. Now there's some kind of gnat out here in my face. I try to get darker, the more purple and black vegetable or fruits or whatever, because they have anthocyanins in them, and that's basically antioxidants, if you didn't know. Yeah, that's looking kind of puny. That must be why. I'm going to put these two together and see what happens. I have a feeling, okay, the gnats are getting bad now. He's right in my face. It's making me cross my eyes to see where he is. All right. And what else? So I want more peppers this year, and I want more tomatoes this year. I would like to be able to can some of them. I do have a pressure canner. I've never used it. It's sitting in a box. I need to get more mason jars. I need to do that soon because I think prices are about to go up on a lot of things. That's one of the reasons that I'm starting my garden back up again, to be more sustainable. But there's also the uncertainty of what's going on in our country right now. And for example, right now I shop at Walmart. I get my groceries from there because I live in a small town, and there are a couple of other places that I could go, but I kind of I have social anxiety, so I don't like to go into the store. So I could probably go to one of the more local places, but I'm just not ready for that. Anyway, back to the Walmart story. I just got an order. My husband goes and picks them up. I placed the order. I've been doing that for like 5 or 6 years now. I placed the order and he goes and picks them up and all that. So I did that and there were no eggs, zero. And I know there are people around here. A lot of people have chickens. I'm in the city limits of our town. It has about 15,000 people in it. So we can't have chickens in the city limits. I'm pretty sure we can't. And I really don't want that responsibility because if we do decide to travel, I wouldn't want to be worrying about somebody taking care of my chickens. But anyway, there were no eggs, and my husband doesn't really eat eggs, but I do a few times a week. So it would be nice to have a local contact for eggs. And I know there are people, like I said, who sell them. And we do have a farmer's market here, but I don't think it starts until like May or June. I think it goes June to maybe September or October. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. But anyway, no eggs. So, with all that being said, I think that there are certain things that are going to be more sparse or the prices are going to go up. So, I would like to have my garden started so that I can offset some of that. And it's just my husband and I, but I do want to eat. I'm not saying, well, lately I haven't been eating that healthy, very healthy, but I need to get back to that. And if I'm pulling stuff out of my garden, like fresh lettuce and peppers and tomatoes and carrots and things like that, then I know that I'll be eating healthy, more healthy, healthier, more healthy, either way. Let's just put my dirty hands in the dirty strawberry water. So basically, I'll be eating a lot more fresh produce and I won't have to buy that or worry about buying it from the store. Most of it, anyway. So, with all that being said, um, I want more tomatoes and more peppers. I have never grown onions. I don't know why. I think I threw some bunching onion seeds in the ground and they might have like died. I don't know. But I'm going to get some bunching onion seeds. I think I have some. I have leek seeds in there too. But that's a cool weather crop. So I probably won't plant those until the fall. I need to figure out how to rotate my crops at the right time so that I can have something growing all year round because I can do that here. I think I said that earlier. So in the winter, I could grow broccoli and cabbage and kale and what else? Kohlrabi, carrots, cauliflower. I guess I could do cauliflower. It's just that some of the brassicas, like the broccoli and cauliflowers, cabbages, take up so much space, and I have 8 beds, so I guess I do technically have enough room. And a head of cabbage, we do regularly use cabbage and broccoli. So it would, I guess, benefit me to have maybe a bed of each. It would at least offset it somewhat. Oh, and green beans. That's the other thing that I'm going to plant a lot of this year. And okra. I got Alabama red okra this year since I live in Alabama. I thought I would try that. I think the other one that I have is something called Hill Country okra. I grew that before, and I grew some kind of red variety, that a Japanese variety. I can't remember the name of it, I really liked the red Japanese variety, I think, more than I liked the Hill Country, or whatever it was called, Low Country. I don't know. I'll have to look. But that had, I think, a tinge of red on it with some green, maybe. And then the other one was red, the Japanese variety. And the Alabama red is mostly red, I think. So I figured, like I said, I would try that because it apparently does well in this climate. And but that's a really warm weather crop, so I won't even plant those for a few months. And they grow like weed. They're just crazy. They grow like weeds. They grow really fast. The okra did really well, and I put it in one of those Bootstrap Farmer, that huge raised bed I was talking about that I'm going to put these strawberries in. And they just grew like crazy. They were maybe 8 to 10 feet tall. And if you didn't stay on them, the okra would grow so quickly that it would be like this long, and it would be kind of like woody. It wouldn't be quite as tender, but they still were pretty okay when they were maybe that long. But you want to get them kind of when they're smaller. Anyway, I'm awkward. What else? But yes, beans. I have the Cherokee Trail of Tears beans. I have some long beans, some Chinese long beans, I think. I don't know what they're called. I'm sitting here talking just from memory because I was looking through my seeds the other day, but now I don't really remember. And those dragon's tongue beans are kind of cool. They're purpley. The pods are purpley. And I think I had some purple beans, but they didn't do very well. Something was eating the leaves off of my green beans, the bush green beans. The pole beans did much better, actually. But I think I have a different variety of bush beans in my cart. So mainly I wanted to really have some kind of melon, but I was looking at watermelons. Husband doesn't like cantaloupe. What kind of weirdo is he? Or honeydew melon, none of that. I mean, I like it. We don't buy it because, well, he doesn't like it. So I mean, I just haven't bought them. I don't. Anyway, I bought Kajabi again. This was Roots and Refuge's recommendation. Jess at Roots and Refuge, she recommended Kajabi melons. They're like little personal melons, and Tigger melons, and they're really cute. And I did get a few when I planted them in 2021, but the taste was really bland. They were really disappointing, and I don't know if it was something that I did. It's highly possible. Maybe I didn't pick them at the right time or something, but I don't know if I'm going to try those again or not. I really want some kind of watermelon, like something that's small. And there were a few choices, but for some reason, I don't know if they didn't grow well. And usually they're warm weather though. I don't know. So I'm still on the hunt for that. So maybe I'll get some kind of watermelon. And I want to, in the fall, do some kind of winter squash, like a butternut, maybe. Maybe a spaghetti squash, even. I don't know. When I did the Atkins diet like 25 years ago, that was when I thought I was overweight. Okay, I only needed to lose about 20 pounds, but I went on Atkins and lost it. I lost like 23 pounds, but I substituted spaghetti squash for spaghetti, and it worked great. Actually, it was good. So maybe I'll do some spaghetti squash. And like I said, I'd like to do butternut. I've never grown winter squash before. I have a really bad score when it comes to growing zucchini, any kind of squash, because squash vine borers love my stuff. And my zucchini will get really big, and the zucchini will start growing. I'll have all these blossoms on it. And the zucchini starts coming. I'll get a couple, and then all of a sudden, they're wilting away. My plants are like wilting. because the squash vine borers have gotten into the vines and killed my plant. And I know there are ways, I think you can wrap foil around the bottom or wrap foil around the thing. And I never did any of that. So maybe I'll try zucchini again this year. The zucchini I got was good, but it always ends up dying to squash vine borers. Evil little creatures. You're evil. Same thing with cucumbers. My cucumbers went crazy, but the cucumber beetles get them, or maybe it's I don't know if it's the same bug or not as the squash vine borer. I don't know. Anyway, some kind of cucumber thing gets my cucumbers. So I need to figure out, and I have DE, diatomaceous earth. It's food grade, and I was putting that all over, but sometimes it rains a lot here, and I don't have any kind of irrigation system in my garden. So, boy, this is a run-on video. So I have a sprinkler system that we water the yard, and it's automatic. So it comes up and it sprays the leaves and everything. So that DE just washes right off. And I think I have BT, which is, I've forgotten what that stands for, but I have that too. It's supposed to be a natural pesticide. But I don't know if I just wasn't doing that regularly enough to keep them off or what. And I know I was watching James Prigioni. I'm sure that's how you say his name. He has a food forest in New Jersey. I'm sure that you've probably seen him before. And he actually sprays his plants with kale, some kind of kale and clay mixture. I guess it's a food safe clay, and he mixes it with water and puts it in a sprayer, and it keeps the pests off. So I might try that, because I looked online. I can't remember how much it costs, but I don't think it really takes that much to mix with like a gallon or 5 gallons of water or whatever to spray on there. I guess you just have to reapply it when it rains. And again, sometimes it rains a lot here. So I could be reapplying it often, but them's the breaks. So I might try squash. I did do patty pan white scallop squash, but I think they call it patty pan too. And I got a few of those, 3 or 4, and they were really good. And then what happened? The squash vine borers got them. So yeah, that's my experience with squash. So I definitely want cucumbers. I love pickles. I have not canned cucumbers before, but I have done a quick pickle on them, just like a refrigerator pickle, and that works pretty well. So I would like to can some things, though. I'd like to make some salsa and spaghetti sauce and things like that if I get enough tomatoes this year. And what else? I said green beans. Okay. I guess, I've got a bunch of flowers and herbs that I want to plant too. Because I think that I need more. I have a few flowers in the yard that come up that are perennial, but I need more pollinator attractors. I have marigold seeds and nasturtium seeds in my Baker Creek cart. And I know I have some other flower seeds inside. I'll have to look and see what I've got. I think that might be about it for now. I know I'm going to definitely have to chop this video up. I'm going to stack this, and then I will do a final. I'll show you what it looks like once it's stacked back up. Like, I need to do that. But anyway, I think I'm going to change the name of my channel. Haven't decided what I'm going to name it yet. I don't really like the Tracy Project. I was thinking about Tracy in Progress, just taking my name out of it altogether. Um, I actually, when I started my garden, I named it Holiday Farm because we always basically always joke that every day's a holiday. Oh, that was a bird. The bird flew right behind the camera. I don't think it, well, you probably didn't see that if it flew behind the camera. But I don't know, holiday farm kind of sounds cool to me. I'm sure somebody else probably has a holiday farm out there, but I do kind of feel like I'm on holiday when I'm out here because it is kind of serene and peaceful. So who knows? I might change the name. I don't really want to make this about me, even though you know, I'm the one who's here doing this, but, and it really is about a transformation. I feel like this is transforming me, and I kind of said that in my last video, how it's already improved my mental health, and it really has. So that was kind of why I named it something that had my name in it. But ultimately, I just want it to be about helping other people and helping myself too, making myself feel better about what I'm doing in life. And as I've said before, if I can help one person, then it was worth it. I mean, even if I help myself and nobody ever watches this, it's worth it. But it would be nice to be able to help other people and connect with like minded people. Maybe somebody will learn something from me. And like I said, I think in one of my first videos, I know I'll learn something from you all because I'm sure there are many people who know way more than me about gardening. I am not any kind of expert. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants. So, with that being said, peace out, take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.